Good morning all the students. Yesterday in leverage we finished question number 12. Now yesterday I had asked you to read question number 13, but I think first we should do question number 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, and thereafter we will do question number 13 so that you can get better idea. So all the students are requested to read question number 14 first. Please see page number 43 of your spiral. Please see page number 43, question number 14. Please read question number 14, page number 43. I am giving you 2 minutes to read, thereafter we will start with the answer part. Now all the students please pay attention. In question number 14, you are given the data of Elxsi India Limited for the year 2000-2001. The data given is the degree of operating leverage is 1.3. The fixed cost, here fixed cost means the fixed operating cost is rupees 2.5 lakhs, and the debt is 30 lakhs, and on that the interest rate is 15% per annum, and the EPS of the company is rupees 2. Now from this given information we have to find out question A, the degree of financial leverage of the company. Second, degree of total leverage. It is degree of total leverage. Total leverage means combined leverage. So you have to find out degree of combined leverage of the company. And third question is percentage decline in sales which will wipe out profit before tax. It means the sales or the present sales should decline by how many percent so that the present profit before tax is wiped out. Wiped out means it becomes zero. It means the present sales should go down or decrease by how many percent so that the present profit before tax becomes zero. Now to find out this three answer, first of all we will have to do some working note, and thereafter we will answer these three questions. Now first of all, by using the degree of operating leverage given, we can find out contribution of this company. So all the students are requested to do working along with me. To find out contribution in this sum, you can use the degree of operating leverage given, it is 1.3. Now first working note, working note 1, degree of operating leverage is equal to, we know the formula of degree of operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT. That implies degree of operating leverage is equal to contribution upon, now we know that EBIT is equal to contribution minus fixed cost. So, instead of EBIT we can write contribution minus fixed operating cost, contribution minus fixed operating cost. Now, in this equation put the figures of this operating leverage. Here degree of operating leverage is 1.3. So, that implies 1.3 is equal to contribution upon contribution minus fixed cost. Now, fixed cost given is 2.5 lakhs. So, write on 2.5 lakhs. Now, do the cross multiplication. By doing cross multiplication you will get 1.3 contribution minus 1.3 into 2.5, it 1.3 into 2.5, it comes to 3.2. So, 1.3 contribution minus 3.25 is equal to contribution. That implies, now bring the contribution of right hand side on left hand side, 0.3 contribution is equal to 3.25 lakhs. That implies contribution is equal to 3.25 lakhs divided by 0.3. So, it comes to 10.83 lakhs, 10.83 lakhs. So, by using the formula of degree of operating leverage, we can find out contribution, and the contribution of the company at present is 10.83 lakhs. Students, please write down. Now, we will do second working note, in which we will find out EBT of two sales level. Now, all the students are requested to make 3 columns. Working note 2, make 3 columns particulars and 2 columns for rupees lakhs. Right now, you have to use only first and second column. Please don't use third column. Now, right now we have found out contribution of 10.83. So, please write down contribution 10.83 lakhs. From contribution deduct fixed operating cost. Fixed operating cost is 2.50 lakhs. So, the resultant figure 8.33 lakhs will be EBIT. EBIT is 8.33 lakhs. Now, from EBIT deduct debenture interest or interest on debt. Now, in the question you can see that there is a debt of 30 lakhs and the rate of interest is 15%. So, the interest will be 4.5 lakhs. Interest and debt will be 4.50 lakhs. So, the differential figure or the resultant figure will be 3.83, which will be your EBT, or you can say PBT, earning before tax or profit before tax. So, our earning before tax right now is 3.83 lakhs. Students are requested to keep this third column blank. Right now don't use it. We will use it when it is required. Now, if there is any doubt in these two working notes, students may ask. Now, we will go for the answer. First answer, that answer is, you have to find out degree of financial leverage. So, degree of financial leverage is equal to EBIT upon EBT. Now, see, at present the EBIT is 8.33 and EBT is 3.83. So, 8.33 upon 3.83 is equal to, the answer will be 2.17. So, the first answer, degree of financial leverage is EBIT upon EBT is equal to 2.17. Then answer B is degree of total leverage, or you can say combined leverage. Degree of combined leverage is equal to, formula is contribution upon EBT. Now, contribution is 10.83 and EBT is 3.83. So, 10.83 upon 3.83 is equal to 2.83. So, our second answer, degree of combined leverage is 2.83. Now, please see question number C. Question number C says that you have to find percentage decline in sales which will wipe out profit before tax. Means you have to calculate that by how many percent your sales should decline so that the present profit before tax becomes 0. Wipe out means 0. Now, to find it out, we will do a reverse calculation. In column number 2, please take this PBT or EBT as nil. Wipe out means it should be 0, 0 means nil. So, suppose the profit before tax is nil, right now it is 3.83, and suppose it is nil, then what should be the contribution so that the profit before tax becomes nil? That we will find out. If we were to make this profit before tax nil and if the interest is 4.50, then your EBIT should also be 4.50. Only then this profit before tax becomes nil. Our interest cost is 4.50, so EBIT should be 4.50, and we know that fixed operating cost is 2.50, so the contribution must be 7 lakhs. So this 7 lakhs is the balancing figure. This is not given, but we have found out. If our EBIT is 4.50 and if our fixed cost is 2.50, then our contribution must be 7 lakhs. It means if the contribution is 7 lakhs, only then EBIT will be 4.50 and only then the PBT or EBT will become nil. So here we have done reverse calculation to find out that what should be the contribution so that the PBT becomes 0. And now from contribution we will find out what is the percentage decline in sales. So first please write down this third column, take PBT as nil and find out the contribution of 7 by do the reverse calculation. Now please see answer C, we have to calculate percentage decline in sales so that PBT becomes 0. Percentage decline in sales so that PBT becomes 0 is equal to percentage decline in contribution. We know that sales and contribution has proportionate relationship. So if sales declines by certain percentage, then contribution will decline by the same percentage. Same way reverse is also possible. If contribution declines by certain percentage, then the sales will also decline by same percentage. Now in this sum we do not have figure of contribution, but we do have figure of we do not have figure of sales, but we do have figure of contribution. Right now you can see that at present the contribution is 10.83, but if it declines to 7 lakhs, then the PBT, which is 3.83 right now, will decline to nil. Again I am repeating, right now the contribution is 10.83, and if it declines from 10.83 to 7 lakhs, then the present PBT of 3.83 will decline to nil. So we can say that percentage decline in sales is equal to percentage decline in contribution, and percentage decline in contribution is, you can see that right now in rupee term it is declining by 3.83 lakhs. From 10.83 it is becoming 7 lakhs. So the decline is 3.83 lakhs. So 3.83 lakhs is how many percent of 10.83? So find it out. 3.83, which is decline in contribution, divided by existing contribution 10.83 multiplied by 100. So in terms of percentage it comes to 35.36%. So our third answer is, if sales decline by 35.36%, only then the PBT will become 0. So by this we finish answer 14. All the three answers, that is A, B and C of answer 14. Students are requested to write down answer C. I hope there is no doubt to any of the student. Now students are requested to read question number 15. Please read question number 15. I am giving you 2 minutes to read it, thereafter I will explain it. Please read question 15. Now all the students please pay attention. I am explaining question number 15. Question number 15 says that the operating leverage and financial leverage, operating break-even point and financial break-even point of the company are 48,000 units and rupees 30,000 respectively. The first figure 48,000 unit is the operating break-even point. Yesterday I had explained you operating break-even point means that level of sales at which the EBIT becomes 0. So this company's operating break-even point is 48,000 units. This is given in unit term, but operating break-even point may be given either in units or in rupees. So right now if 48,000 units are sold, then the company will achieve operating break-even point. Second figure is financial break-even point. It is rupees 30,000. Yesterday I also explained you what is financial break-even point. Financial break-even point means that level of EBIT where the EPS becomes 0. So you are given both operating break-even point of 48,000 units and financial break-even point of rupees 30,000. And question says that at the sales level of 4 lakhs rupees, the degree of operating leverage is 2.5. At present, at the level of sales of 4 lakhs rupees, the degree of operating leverage is 2.5. And at present, the fixed cost, again fixed cost means here fixed operating cost is 1,20,000. And from this given information, we have to find out two answers. Question A is degree to total leverage. Degree to total leverage means degree of total leverage or degree of combined leverage. And question B is percentage change in EPS if quantity increases by 5%. Quantity means here sales quantity. So if sales quantity increases by 5%, then sales value will also increase by 5%. So indirectly you are asked that what will be the percentage change in EPS if the sales increases by 5%. Now to get these two answers, first of all we will have to find out what is our contribution by doing working note. Then from contribution, if we deduct fixed operating cost, then it will give us EBIT, and from EBIT if we deduct interest, then it will give us EBT. Now to find out EBT, two items are missing. One is contribution, so that we will find out, and second is interest. Interest is not one is contribution and second is interest. So these two things we will calculate, and thereafter we will start with the answer part. So please do working note 1. First find out contribution. Here degree of operating leverage is given to us. By making use of degree of operating leverage, we can find out contribution. So please write down working note 1. Degree of operating leverage is equal to contribution upon EBIT. But we know that contribution upon EBIT can be written as contribution upon contribution minus fixed operating cost, because EBIT is equal to contribution minus fixed operating cost. So instead of EBIT, we are writing contribution minus fixed operating cost. Now put the figures. Here degree of operating leverage is 2.5. So 2.5 is equal to, now you can see the fixed operating cost given is 1,20,000. So 2.5 is equal to contribution upon contribution minus 2 lakh, this 1,20,000. Now do cross multiplication. That implies 2.5 contribution minus 2.5 into 1,20,000 is 3 lakhs. So 2.5 contribution minus 3 lakhs is equal to contribution. Now bring this contribution on left hand side and take this 3 lakhs on right hand side. So you will get 1.5 contribution is equal to 3 lakhs. That implies contribution is equal to 3 lakhs upon 1.5, that is rupees 2 lakhs. So rupees 2 lakhs is our contribution at present. Please write down this working note 1. Now all the students please see, in this sum interest is not given and we require interest. So we will find out interest by using the formula of degree of financial leverage, financial break even point. So please do working note 2 and find out interest. Working note 2, financial break even point is equal to, you know the formula of financial break even point. Yesterday I had explained you what is financial break even point and its formula. Financial BP is equal to interest plus preference dividend upon 1 minus T. Now in this sum you can see that financial break even point is given, it is rupees 30,000. So you can put the figure, that implies 30,000 is equal to interest plus, now in this question we know that preference dividend is 0. In this question you are not given any preference share capital. So when there is no preference share capital, preference dividend becomes 0. So interest plus, it becomes 0 upon 1 minus T. So that implies 30,000 is equal to interest. Now interest plus 0 upon something becomes 0, so it is 0. So that implies interest is equal to 30,000. So By using formula of financial BEP, you can find out interest. This company's interest is 30,000 rupees. Please write down this second working note. Now, by doing third working note, we will find out EBT. We require calculation or income statement up to EBT. So, working note 3, here write on particulars and rupees. Start with contribution. In working note 1, we have found out contribution of 2 lakhs rupees. So, contribution 2 lakhs. From contribution, if you deduct fixed operating cost, then it will give you EBIT. Now, in this question, fixed operating cost is 1,20,000, that you know. So, minus fixed operating cost 1,20,000. So, 80,000 is your EBIT. Now, in working note 2, we have found out this interest also. So, from EBIT deduct interest. So, interest 30,000. So, after deducting it, 50,000 is our EBT, earning before tax. So, our third working note is over. We wanted to find out what is our EBT. So, our EBT is 50,000 rupees. Please write it down. Now, we will do answer part after this working note 3. Please write down working note 3. Now, the students are first requested to ask if they have any query up to working note 1, 2 and 3. Otherwise, we will go for answer A and B of question 15. I hope there is no doubt to any of the student. Now, please see question A. You have to find out degree of total leverage, means degree of combined leverage. So, answer A, degree of combined leverage is equal to contribution upon EBT. Now, you can see that contribution is 2 lakhs rupees and EBT is 50,000 rupees. So, 2 lakhs upon 50,000 is equal to 4. So, in this sum, the degree of combined leverage is 4. 2 lakhs upon 50,000, that is 4. Now, second question, question B is percentage change in EPS if the quantity increases by 5%. Quantity means sales quantity, means sales. So, the second question asks you that if the sales increases by 5%, what will be the percentage increase or percentage change in EPS? So, this we can find out with the help of degree of combined leverage formula. So, write down answer B. We know that degree of combined leverage is equal to, there is another formula of degree of combined leverage, and that is degree of combined leverage is equal to percentage change in EPS upon percentage change in sales. That implies, now degree of combined leverage is 4. Now if you will do cross multiplication, you will find out percentage change in EPS is equal to percentage change in sales multiplied by degree of combined leverage. Now put the figure, percentage change in sales is 5%. Question says that there is a 5% increase in sales. So percentage change in sales is 5% multiplied by degree of combined leverage is 4. So 5% into 4 times, that is 20%. So the percentage change in EPS is 20%. It means if the sales will increase by 5%, the EPS will increase by 20%. So here our answer is, due to 5% increase in sales, the change in EPS will be 20% increase. Please write down answer B. Now the students are requested to ask if they have any doubt in question answer A or B. Please ask. I hope there is no doubt to any of the students. Now please see question number 16. All the students are requested to read question number 16. I am giving 2 minutes to read it. Thereafter I will explain the question. Please read question 16. Now all the students please pay attention. See question 16. I am explaining question 16. Here the person Madan Mohan, who is financial controller of this Big Five Limited, attended a seminar, and in that seminar he came to know the benefits of financial leverage. Now you know that in any company financial leverage comes only if there is debt. Now first point is, to bring financial leverage in the business there should be debt. Now in this company right now there is no debt. You can see that it is written the company has assets of rupees 40 lakhs financed entirely with 2 lakhs shares of equity currently selling at rupees 20, means 2 lakhs into 20, that is 40 lakhs. So right now if you will see, it is given like this. The balance sheet of the company is like this. On this side there are assets, on this side there is liabilities, and here it is written that the liability side is totally equity share capital of 40 lakhs, and this 40 lakhs is 2 lakhs equity share of rupees 20 each, so it is 40 lakhs, and on this side the total assets given is also 40 lakhs. So the total asset of 40 lakh is entirely right now financed by equity share capital. It means on the liability side of this company right now there is no debt. Now in this question this finance controller wants to bring debt into the capital structure of the company. Now to bring debt, the finance controller proposes to retire some of the equity shares, and after retiring equity shares the same amount of debt he wants to introduce. So the capital structure which he wants to prepare is like this. Present capital structure is like this. Right now equity share capital is 40 lakhs. There is no debt, debt is 0. So total of liability side or total capital is 40 lakhs. Instead of this, his first proposal or alternative 1 is he wants to retire 25% of this equity share capital. 25% of 40 means 10. So he will retire 10 lakhs rupees of equity share capital. So equity share capital will become 30 lakhs, and he will introduce debt of 10 lakhs. So the total will be 40. So instead of this, the first alternative is bring 25% of debt. 25% means 25% of the present capital. By retiring 25% equity, he has to bring 25% debt. So the proposed capital structure will be 30 and 10. Now the second alternative which he is thinking is, from this 40 lakhs rupees of equity share capital, he wants to retire 50% equity share capital. 50% of this 40 means 20. So the equity share capital will become 20, and after retiring 20 lakhs of equity, he wants to bring 20 lakhs of debt. So the debt will be 20. So again the total will be 40. So what he is planning is, from this present capital structure of 40 lakh equity and no debt, he wants to switch over either from this situation to this situation, means from present to alternative 1, in which the debt will be 10, and the second proposal is he wants to switch over from present alternative to alternative 2, in which the equity capital will be 20 and debt will be 20. So these are the three alternatives with him. Now please see further, it is written that if the company will bring debt, then the rate of interest of the debt will be 18%, and right now the company is expecting that by using this total capital of 40 lakhs either in the form of equity or in the form of debt, the EBIT of the company will be 10 lakhs rupees, and the income tax rate of the company is 50%. Now, two questions are asked to you. The first question is, what would be the effect of leverage? Here leverage means financial leverage on expected EPS and ROE. So, students should understand it as financial leverage instead of only leverage. First question is, what would be the effect of leverage on expected EPS and ROE? ROE means return on equity capital. Now, you know that whenever leverage is to be brought in, first there should be debt. Now, if we bring debt of 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs, then the financial leverage will automatically come. Now, once the leverage comes, the leverage or financial leverage may be either favorable or unfavorable. Now, if the financial leverage is favorable, then it will have a positive effect on EPS and ROE. It means due to favorable financial leverage, the EPS and ROE will go up. But if the financial leverage is unfavorable, then the EPS and ROE will go down. So, first of all, in this question, we will find out whether the financial leverage is favorable or not. So, for that we will do some working. So, write down answer A. First of all, we will find out what is the ROI, return on investment. The ROI of the company, return on investment, right now is, the formula is EBIT upon investment multiplied by 100. Right now, according to the question, the EBIT is 10 lakhs and the total capital employed is 40 lakhs. You can see that the company has used total capital of 40 lakhs. So, 10 lakhs upon 40 lakhs multiplied by 100, so it becomes 25%. Please write down. Right now the ROI is 25%. Now, we know that if the ROI of the company is greater than the cost of debt, then the financial leverage works favorably. In this question, the cost of debt, that is interest, is 18%. So, please write down further. Here the ROI, which is 25%, is more than cost of debt, which is 18%. Here the ROI is greater than cost of debt, and hence the financial leverage will work favorably and it will increase the EPS, EPS means earning per share, and ROE, ROE means return on equity or return of equity shareholder, EPS and ROE of the company. So, here the conclusion is, in answer A, the conclusion is, because the ROI, this 25% is more than cost of debt, 18%, the financial leverage will work favorably. And if the financial leverage will work favorably, it will increase the EPS and ROE of the company. So, by this we finish answer A. Students are requested to write down answer A, thereafter we will do answer B. Now, Now students, please see question B. Question B says that if Madan brings 25% debt, 25% debt means debt of 10 lakhs. દાખલો પતી ગયો છે. કેટલી વાર એક વસ્તુ કહેવાય. Now, sorry for the interruption. All the students, please pay attention. Question B asks that if the company brings either 25% debt or 50% debt, in both these cases, we have to calculate that what will be the EPS of the company and what will be the ROE of the company. So for this, please make 3 columns. Now we are doing answer B. Make 3 columns, answer B. First is particulars and second column is 25% debt. 25% debt means debt of 10 lakhs and 50% debt means the debt of 20 lakhs. So right now there is no debt and the company wants to introduce either 25% debt or 50% debt, and in both these cases we have to find out what will be the EPS and ROE of the company. Now first start with EBIT. See, the EBIT is 10 lakhs rupees. The total fund employed is 40 lakhs and EBIT is 10 lakhs rupees. From this EBIT, deduct interest on debt. Now this interest will differ in 25% debt and 50% debt. If you introduce 25% debt, then the interest will be 10 lakhs rupees of debt multiplied by 18%, so 1,80,000. In the question, the rate of interest given is 18%. If you introduce 25% debt, then 25% of 40 lakhs means 10 lakhs and the interest is 18%, so 1,80,000. But in the second case, the interest will be 20 lakhs rupees of debt into 18%, so it will be 3,60,000. Now deduct interest, so 8,20,000 and it is 6,40,000. So this is your EBT, earning before tax. Now in the question the income tax rate given is 50%. So minus tax at the rate of 50%, it will be 4,10,000 and 3,20,000. So your earning after tax is 4,10,000 and 3,20,000. Now in this question, as there is no preference share capital, this earning after tax itself becomes earning available to equity shareholders. So earning available to equity shareholder or earning after tax is 4,10,000 and 3,20,000. Now divided by number of equity shares, divided by number of equity shares. Now number of equity shares we will find out in both the situation. In first case the total equity share capital is 30 lakhs, because out of 40 lakhs we have retired equity of 10 lakhs and we have introduced debt of 10 lakhs. So right now in alternative 1 our total equity will be of 30 lakhs rupees and one share is of 20 rupees. So the number of shares will be 1,50,000. In first alternative the total equity is 30 lakhs and one share is of 20 rupees. So number of equity share will be 1,50,000. And in second alternative the total equity is of 20 lakhs divided by one share of 20. So the number of equity share will be 1 lakh. Now divide this 4,10,000 by the number of equity share 1,50,000, that will give you EPS. In second case divide the 3,20,000 by number of equity share 1 lakh, that will give you EPS of second situation. So that implies EPS is equal to 4,10,000 divided by 1,50,000, that is 2.73. It is rupees 2.73 and here it is rupees 3.20. 2.73 and 3.20. Now this is our first answer, EPS. Now we have to find out ROE, return on equity. The formula of return on equity is earning to equity shareholder divided by equity share capital multiplied by 100. Students are requested to write down first up to this EPS. EPS is 2.73 and 3.20. Now for both the situation find out ROE. The formula of ROE is earning to equity shareholder divided by equity share capital into 100. Now we will see what is the answer in alternative 1 and in alternative 2. Alternative 1 is 25% debt. So here it will be, you can see that in first alternative earning to equity shareholder is 4,10,000. So 4,10,000 divided by, in first alternative equity is 30 lakhs. So 4,10,000 divided by 30 lakhs into 100, and in second alternative the earning to equity shareholder is 3,20,000. So 3,20,000 divided by, in second alternative equity share capital is 20 lakhs. So divided by 20 lakhs multiplied by 100 is equal to. Now please calculate the percentage. the percentage comes to 13.67% and 16%. 13.67% and 16%. So, ROE is 13.67% and 16%. So, this is our second answer for both the situation, and this EPS is our first answer. Students are requested to write down and thereafter ask me if there is any doubt or difficulty. Now, students are requested to ask if there is any difficulty in this answer 16. Now, I hope no student has any difficulty. So, here we are taking a break of 5 minutes and thereafter we will do sum number 17, 18 and 13 which we have left. So, please take a break of 5 minutes. Thank you.